Hey y'all, Ritz Gaming coming back at you with another Watcher Realms video. We're gonna be doing today something that I don't know if I've seen anyone do this yet. People mention it all the time, but different types of damage in the game. We're gonna come up here to the gallery in the top right. Now you're gonna see different kinds of damage come up in the game, and you got to pay attention to this because it will really help you maximize your damage output. So for example, we'll take Zillitu. She's a fighter, but if you look at the top, she deals magic damage in particular. It's the same over here with Valkyra. She does magic damage. Now, if you look at Arrogance, he does what they say is normal damage. That's going to be physical damage. When it comes to some heroes, you're going to see extra damage aside from normal damage. Salazar, for instance, if you look down here, he inflicts bleed. Bleed, if you click on the little thing, should give you an infographic. If it works, there it is, pops up. So bleed deals true damage. This is a different kind of damage now. True damage basically ignores a mob's defense, and it will deal damage directly to them without a lot of the calculations about their defense and versus your attack. But this is 1% of the target's max HP per second. That is massive. At the same time, if the character inflicts bleed, it only lasts for a very short time, but while that bleed target is there, it actually adds an extra 10% physical damage. So now, that physical damage is going to be great if, for instance, we go with an Arrogance who deals physical damage. That would be great. However, if you have that bleed on and you're working with Zillitu, her magic damage is not going to get that extra 10% boost. However, when you look at Zillitu or in Arrogance, we'll go back to Arrogance for now, you can see in many places they inflict burning. So here, Arrogance has an interesting combo because burning is 20% magic damage per second. That means 20% of your attack. Whatever your attack is, your attack stat at the end of the day, say it's 10,000, so you take 20% of that, and you're going to be dealing 2,000 damage per second. That lasts for 7 seconds. So you're going to be getting in an extra 140% damage there over the course of 7 seconds. This is called dot damage, damage over time. So burning sources will coexist. So if you have Zillitu and Arrogance going together, they can burn together. Then there's another type of damage over here. We can see, where is she? There we go. She has what's called the Spider Toxin. Aracha is the Piercer Lord that so many people wanted because of her Lord bonus. Her Lord bonus is great, in particular for Idril. Idril on Gear Raid 3, massive boost. She can get this 50% boost because she's so far away from the target, and she's constantly getting that extra 5% at whatever max possibility. But what we're looking at here is the Spider Toxin. So she causes slow. We're going to open that up. It's 10% magic damage per second. When someone dies with Spider Toxin, it causes poison, which is 5% magic damage per second, which can stack up to 10. She is not the best at inflicting poison in particular. Spider Toxin is unique to her, that it's 10%. Her uptime is supposedly not actually so good. I don't have her. I can't tell you for sure. But when it comes to poisoners, your best poisoner in the game right now is probably Esme. Esme has a lot of poison. She's a piercer. You can see, for the most part, marksmen have piercing damage. Piercing damage is a little bit different. Piercing damage is great for light armor. You can see how it works here a little bit. They get bonuses in particular, 20% for light armor. Magic damage has 20% for heavy armor. So you can see there's extra bonuses for things. But here, Esme has poison also. you can get her attack up pretty high. And coming very soon, we're going to have Dahlia. She's actually going to be the best poisoner probably. Once she comes out, her attack can go way high, getting that 5% magic damage constantly. And it's going to be 10 seconds for 10 stacks, but it's going to be constantly refreshing itself. Poison effects from different sources. So the fact that poison effects can coexist from different sources is new to the game. That is very new to the game. It used to be that they would all just renew each other. So here you can have Esme poisoning and soon Dahlia poisoning, and those are 5% magic damage per second, and if they can keep it up, that's 5% per second for each of them. So it's really nice that can stack. The best poisoners right now, poison used to be much, much better. It used to be like bleed, but without the extra. Here you can see that Cutter inflicts poison, but again, 5% magic damage for Cutter, who is, well, let's just say his attack at max is not so high. So 5% of 1,500 is not really worth it anymore. But what poison used to be is still on Liam. Liam has what they now call neurotoxin. Neurotoxin is true damage, 1% of the target's max HP, stacking up to 3 times. He's the only one in the game who still has it. He is worth locking up for that exact reason. He can really help you in Gear Raid 3 to take down the boss for this exact reason. If you can keep him up, and he can get those hits on her for 100 seconds, you're guaranteed to kill her. 100 seconds is all it takes to have neurotoxin up to kill anyone. That's 100% of their 8 max HP is their whole HP. So neurotoxin is massive. Him plus another damage dealer is going to be huge, especially since he's a piercer. If you have a piercer lord extending that range, you can have him and another damage dealer knocking out the boss, and they'll go really nice and fast. That neurotoxin is massive. For him, it doesn't matter what his attack is. You can see even at max level, it's only 1,600 basically. What you want for him is attack speed, get that attack interval down as low as possible, max out your attack speed, max out your rage regen on him, whatever you can do, because this is his ultimate. It only costs 300, but if he's running that ultimate all the time, he's getting that neurotoxin out all the time. It'll refresh constantly. And one thing to note is it stacks up to 3 times. So that's actually 1% per stack, meaning it could be 3% per second. So you don't even need 100 seconds. You can have him out, if he has max stacks that is consistent, 33 seconds and anyone is dead. So massive bonus there for Liam. Lock him up, keep him away, or keep him locked up. It's really good. Now, just a few pointers. Here you have AoE attack. AoE attack in general, you're going to have heroes that have slightly lower base attack. You can see he's got 4,000, whereas someone who's a single target damage dealer usually will have a little higher. Razak actually has a pretty high attack in general, but for single target, Hex is one of the best in the game. Still don't have him. There's a different calculation for these guys for AoE attack than there is for other attackers. They cost a lot more. She's also AoE attack. The AoE attack is generally around 4,000. Single target attack is going to really come in a little bit lower than that in general, but that's because of the way they calculate things. The single target is still going to do more damage to an individual target. And hopefully we'll be getting that Piercer Lord soon to help all of these guys really shine. But there's a few other little things, extra damage bonuses. There's little debuffs like Curse, where they're unable to perform an attack. Venoma is a great lord. Many people don't really like her for her abilities. There's Curse, there's Burning, there's Freeze. Here we've got her with her Crystal Bomb. Freeze is not damage, but rather it freezes the enemy. They can't move. They can't attack. They can't do anything. It's really nice, and it's that same bonus that we talked about in a previous video with Mari, who's over here in the North Throne, one of the only 3 mages in the North Throne. Mari also gets slow. All of these are CC effects, not damage types, but keep an eye on your damage types. And here's why. I want to show you just one thing. Over here, let's just pick this part in campaign. See on the right, you can see their HP, their attack. That's useful to keep an eye on to see who to apply. But defense is how they're going to take physical damage. Magic resistance is how much magic they're going to be able to keep off. So attacking the Fool with someone who does magic damage, like a mage, like Valeria, like Zillatu or Hex, they're not going to do so much damage. Attacking them with Idril, with Silas, like I did, they're going to go down fast. On the other hand, if you look at the Destroyer, it's exactly the opposite. Physical damage is going to do almost nothing to them. Magic damage is going to be massive, and this is why your type of damage is going to be key. If you look in the map info in general, and this is true for all areas of the game, if you look at your damage that you're going to be taking, you can see over on the right side, it says guides. Click on that little question mark. Map info is going to show you who you're dealing with. So here, the actual boss does not have that high defense, but if you look, as you go through, there's different people with different amounts of defense. So all of them have better magic resistance than defense. So Hex, who is great, is not really going to shine here as much as someone who does physical damage. It's just a matter of who you use. So you'll also find popular heroes that people use, and you'll see in here, Hex is not at the top of the list. He's not even on the list of popular heroes. Why? Because exactly what we were talking about. It's defense, physical damage that's going to deal more damage to these guys. This is just an idea of keeping an eye on your damage type. Every single point in the game is going to be like this. If you click on it, you're going to get your map info. Even the guild boss, his magic and defense, magic resistance and defense are the same, so you're going to see that everybody does basically the same damage. But this is just something to keep an eye on. It'll really help you progress through the game, and hopefully that will take you all the way through as far as you need and help you maximize your output. Everyone should have a wonderful day and a great rest of your week, and I hope your pulls this week